Shannon, how impressive were the Cowboys yesterday?
Yes,
they weren't very impressive, Skip Bayless, and you know they weren't very impressive. So
my
stop.
turn?
No, it's not your turn. Your name ain't Shannon.
You asked me a question.
Well, don't answer.
Yeah.
Look, they were not very impressive. Look, you have to be excited you won the game. You have to also be excited that you clinched the division. So now you get to go into Week 17. Do we rest Zeke? Zeke has 381 touches.
We rest.
Do you rest Tyron Smith or Zach Martin?
Yes, we do.
You get the opportunity, Skip, to give some guys some rest maybe that you probably wouldn't had you not won this game. So you have to be pleased with that.
Thank you.
Skip, offensively, you can't be pleased with the way you perform because you had two drives that you were able to sustain. You got a touchdown on the opening drive, but after that, Skip, you really didn't do a whole lot. Scooping score by Jalen Smith, a recovery at the 2-yard line by Randy Gregory.
Yep.
Outside of that, you also got another field goal in which you drove the football.
Okay.
So you can't be pleased with what you saw offensively. And unfortunately, your defense was unbelievable. They've been very good all year long. But the way this thing works, you don't get to take one phase of your team to the playoffs. You don't get to say, defense, we're going, offense, special teams, you stay at home. You have to go as a team. And right now, Skip, your offense isn't playing very well, considering Tampa isn't very good defensively. They're the 27th passing attack. And Dak threw for 161 yards. Skip. 100 and don't look at it. 161 with a touchdown. Oh, he did have 20 completions, 25 attempts.
Interesting.
Dinking and dacking again.
Did he?
Dinking and dacking ain't nothing happening.
What was his QBR yesterday? I was just curious. Did your researcher look it up? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. It was 87, which was really high for Dak this year. Go ahead.
Considering that's the 27th pass defense, and your quarterback only threw for 161 yards. Now, granted, they can't rush the pass, and they don't generate a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback, and that's all you can muster. And when you didn't have Zeke didn't have a ton of carries. He only had 18 carries, 85 yards. So what was the reason the passing game wasn't more effective? That's what I need to know. Why wasn't it more effective? Skip, and again, this is the second fewest yards you've had in the game since opening day against Carolina. 232. You proud of that, Skip?
Is it my turn? I can answer that.
The Dallas Cowboys really, Skip, had, as I mentioned earlier, 2 real scoring drives. Opening drive, they got a touchdown. They had 16 first downs, Jenny. They got 6 of those on the first drive. So after the first drive, they got 10 total first downs the rest of the game.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn, Skip Bayless. Dallas offense benefited from their defense playing unbelievable. Jalen Smith has been unbelievable. They put pressure. They harassed Jameis the entire game. He got some yards. I mean, you go look at his numbers. You're like, man, Jameis played good. Not when they needed him to play good when the game was close. When they got up by 14 and Cowboys were playing off, they were going to concede a lot of catches and a lot of throws. But other than that, I don't think that he put them in harm's way one bit. So you're excited you won the ball game. Dallas, you're excited you won the ball game. You won the division. But going into the playoffs with this offense playing like this, nah, bro, you can't be overly excited.
So, Jenny, once again, I got to get a new television because I saw a very different game than Mr. Sharpe saw, but he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I am not. So I'm going to have to defer to him.
Okay, do that.
But I'm going to have to actually take exception to much of what he said. I don't know why, but it's just me. Maybe I've had too much dew this morning because I am swimming in Diet Mountain Dew. In fact, I was thinking last night, maybe I should buy a place on LeBron's block over in Brentwood, and I can have a swimming pool full of Diet Dew.
You got
Olympic-sized pool, and I could be LeBron's neighbor thanks to you.
You got a pool. You got a pool in your neighborhood.
I do not. In my complex.
Yes, you do.
So I'm going to restate what I've been telling you all year very long.
What?
This is the weirdest and most frustrating Dallas Cowboy team or any team that I have ever attempted to root for a whole season. It has worn me out, and I will be the first to admit to you, it wore me out yesterday because it will do some great things, some, dare I say, Super Bowl here we come things, and then it will do some scary bad things, dare I say, first-round playoff exit things, all in the same game. And yet, this Dallas Cowboy team just won 6 out of 7 games to win the NFC East. You said they would not win. And They won me 6 more cases of Diet Mountain Dew, and I will be forever grateful to this team for winning me now a grand total of 17 cases of Diet Mountain Dew. Thank you very much.
You get it back in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see about that. That's a lot of dew to get back, and I'm not going to just give it right back to you on one game. But I'll be the first to admit, this team won 6 games of the last 7. Guess what the points were? They won by 7 at Philadelphia. They won by 3 at Atlanta. They won by 8 at home on Thanksgiving against Washington. By 3, as we know, against New Orleans. Against Philly at home by 6. And then yesterday by 7 over lowly Tampa Bay. So that's not all that impressive, is it? Right?
No.
Okay. By comparison, New Orleans just clinched home field throughout the playoffs. They are plus 170 points for the year, which leads the NFL, plus 170. That's how much they've outscored their opponents. Dallas has outscored its opponents this year 14 by plus 14 points. And that includes a bizarrely inexplicable home win over Jacksonville that was 40-7 Dallas. That includes that to get them to plus 14.
So without that game, they're negative. They've been outscored.
That is correct. So you just made a strong case that their glass is half empty. I see their glass as 2/3 full because I'm going to say it again. I love my team. I love my quarterback. I love my running back. And I like my defense, though at times yesterday I did not like them. And you said they were amazing yesterday, and I thought just the opposite. They were mostly horrifying to me yesterday because they let Jameis Winston pull off 7 drives that averaged 10 plays per drive. Think about that. In 10 plays, 7 drives, he averaged 10 plays a drive, and that included drives of 17 and 14 plays against a defense that is now 26th in the NFL in allowing third down conversions. So you say, what about the offense? Tampa Bay ran 75 plays to Dallas's 50. Tampa had it 35 minutes to Dallas's 25 minutes. That's outrageously wrong for a team that just 2 games ago went into the Indy game leading the NFL in time of possession on offense.
Well, Skip, that's skewed because Jalen Smith got a scoop and score,
Okay.
so Dallas offense never
But I'm
touched
just
the
saying,
field.
were they able to stop Jameis consistently? They were not.
But
He drove it, and he drove it, and he drove it.
Did he get points?
He got 20 points. And this defense is still 4th in the league in points allowed. So I will hang my helmet on that one. I'll go into the playoff game hoping that they rise and shine the way they did against Drew Brees, because the last 2 weeks, I haven't been that impressed. Let's do 3 weeks. I'll go back 3 weeks because I wasn't impressed in the 4th quarter against Carson Wentz. And then I definitely wasn't impressed 23-0 at Andrew Luck. And then yesterday, Jameis just drove it and drove it and drove it, and he got stopped short, obviously, on the one scramble.
But guess what, Skip? Guess who didn't drive it against a poor defense?
Thank you for bringing that up.
Prescott.
By the way, thank you also for mentioning Jalen Smith, who should have been a Pro Bowler, even over Van Der Esch. That was a spectacular burst. They should try him at running back. His brother plays running back. No. Hey, was that not a 4.40 that he ran up the sideline?
He can run.
Can he not fly?
But here's the thing, Skip, again, remember now, if you put somebody on the Pro Bowl, you got to take somebody off.
Yeah,
Are you taking Bobby Wagner or Luke Kuechly off the Pro Bowl?
I don't know. I don't even know how to do it. He played Pro Bowl caliber football to me this whole year.
Yes, he did.
He was the driving force of that defense the whole year long. And I love Van Der Esch led them in tackles, and he had a big game yesterday. He had 15 more tackles yesterday to Jalen Smith's 10. But Jalen Smith made the plays at the moment.
Yes.
Just electrifying.
It just seems to me that Jalen Smith make more impact plays. He's
Yeah.
in the backfield.
Right.
He's playing downfield.
Right.
He's getting those high collision plays that the ball's coming out.
No disrespect to the tackling Dutchman or the Wolf Hunter, as he's called. And he was doing some of that
I want to know what
yesterday.
they're going to do with Sean Lee.
Yeah.
They don't even miss Sean.
You know what? It was the first time I tweeted this right before the game. I was actually very happy that he couldn't go yesterday because he's become a jinx. He tried to go in Indy, and what happened, right?
Oh, so you blame
now
that on Sean Lee.
I flipped it completely around. They can't win without him. Now they can't win with him.
The other way.
Right?
You blaming Sean
Well,
Lee?
they found a new way, and it's a new day in Dallas, and I'm sorry, but again, I wasn't sure yesterday if his hamstring was balky or if Jerry finally said, maybe we ever just sit him down, right?
Yeah.
So I do not love the fact that on offense, the new connection, the Dak to Amari connection, it has gone awry. It has disappeared because at Indy, he caught 4 balls for 36 yards, and yesterday he caught 4 balls for 20 yards on only 5 targets. So clearly, defenses are saying, you can't have him. You can have Cole Beasley all you want. You can throw it to Michael Gallup all you want, but you can't have Amari. And it scares me because I agreed with the analysis yesterday from Troy Aikman that, hey, it doesn't matter if he's doubled. You just throw it to him because he's Amari Cooper. Right. And especially if you think you have single on him, you're going to force the ball. Even if the play isn't called to him, just throw it to him.
Here's the thing, though, Skip. Look, when you have a number 1 guy, you don't think they double Michael Thomas?
Oh, come on.
Or Julio, all these top
Totally.
receivers? Look at Antonio Brown. Half the game yesterday he was doubled, and he still went and got 14
If I may go to the highest, you don't think Jerry Rice was doubled every play of his career?
Yes.
Like every play.
That's what sets the great ones apart.
Okay, so now back to my quarterback. All I know is Dak Prescott keeps making crucial plays. You probably think they're little plays. I think they're little, huge plays. And he makes them every game that they win. When they got goose egg 23-0, he couldn't make the play to get them in the end zone, even though he drove it in the first half, as you know, 10 plays, 14 plays, 15 plays. Yesterday was not that kind of game. But I'm going to go back to the first drive yesterday after Tampa Bay had scored quickly to go up 3-0. It looked like they're going to drive it all the way home for 7-0. What happened on 3rd and 12 from the 34? Could we see this throw? This is a huge throw in the game. This is big time. This is Dak Prescott at his best. That's a rifle shot to Michael Gallup. Did it not hit him right? And again, it looks like it's probably cover 2, but he's just double. He's got 2 defenders in his area code, right?
Yep.
And what a throw that is. And it got them, that's 3rd and 12 from your 34. And if you don't convert that, which I was dubious about them converting, all of a sudden Tampa's got it back with a chance to go in for 10-0, right? Which they probably would have. So now let's go down to, well, then what happened at the end of that drive? Dak, they finally called the read option, and he kept it and scored. And that was a red zone touchdown, which I hadn't seen in forever. He took it in with his legs. What did I keep telling you? He has to run the football. He should have run it more than he did in this game, but that's hard to stop to me because he's a big man who's a really crafty ball handler, and he has nice acceleration for 240 pounds or whatever he is. So now let's go to the other red zone play. Was this not a nice fade throw to Michael Gallup? If we could go we're going down to later in the game. This made it 27-13. That's a huge throw in the game because I wasn't sure they could get in the end zone. Great idea, great throw, great execution, nice catch. That was huge in the game because that basically won the game with that throw.
Yes.
Now let me go to the last throw. This is a huge throw in the football game. They are in jail. They are backed up against their goal line. They got 3rd and 10 from the 2-yard line, and he finds little Cole Beasley for 13 yards. And I always say,
Give it up 27-13.
Hey, you don't think you got to eat clock there? You don't think Jameis is going to get back in the game? Because that's 6:34 left in the game.
Jameis had up until that point.
That just ate 2 more minutes of clock that were crucial in the end. Did it not get a little tight in the end?
But here's the thing.
Did they not onside?
They did.
Yes.
But let me ask you this. Jameis, you saw Jameis for 3.5 quarters, and he had really done nothing. What made you convinced that if they'd got the ball with 6 minutes back, he was going to do something in that
He'd really done nothing?
No.
Are you kidding me? He threw for 336 yards.
You see?
I mean, look, they just dominated the football. They had it the whole game.
Basically the entirety of the whole game.
Okay, but look at the yardage in the game. They had 383 to 282.
But see, this is why you just can't look at stats, and you need to watch the game. Because if you watch the game, if you ever think Dallas was in any jeopardy playing the Bucs, you're sadly mistaken.
Boy, I saw a different game. Of course, I'm looking at it very upside down from you. I thought they were in jeopardy the whole game.
No, I didn't.
Okay, Jameis had the number 1 receiver in yards per catch in the league coming in Deshaun, who had some foot issue for a while, came back in. And he had the number 2 receiver in yards per catch in the league in Mike Evans. Did Mike Evans not do a lot of damage yesterday?
Yeah, but it was late in the ball game,
okay.
Skip.
Well, but to me, that 3rd down throw, when Dak Prescott really needs to pull off the throw and he steps into it, he makes his choice early and steps into the throw, he makes big, clutch delivery throws where he throws it right on time and right on target. I'm sorry. To me, that was thank you, God play right there.
What are you going to